Hey guys, welcome back to Ready Facts. Today we have another amazing story on Ready Facts. Wife cheated after years of my unavailability due to trauma. Hey all, get ready for a wild ride. Like could literally be a movie if there's a happy ending. Tags include military, PTSD, BPD, infidelity, parenting, separation. Back on the OL throwaway. I'll do my best to format in a digestible format for the best advice and validation, both ways. So women too, please chip in. Prologue. I am military, going on 8 years infantry, normal household. My wife grew up in an awful household and was hurt by that. Currently might have BPD introduction. My wife and I met in early 2020 and became great friends. She relied on me heavily for advice and support. I saw her in person a few months later and we started dating since. A few months after, we moved in together. I am military, so it bumped my pay and got her away from parents. Living together was great. Everything was a dream. She got pregnant and miscarried. We stuck together as well as we could through that and recovered. Somewhat planned pregnancy came soon after and we still were surprised. I FK'd up a lot in the romantic scene. I'm goofy, clumsy, mess up a lot. I fumbled proposing, asking her father, all that. We got married, which admittedly was rushed but necessary for healthcare, and we were still committed. I was deployed all throughout the pregnancy. For those who know what a MEU is, it's not a whole lot of communication but still safe, given no conventional war, and it was expected. I missed every mile mark, taking care of her, etc. Deployment. On that deployment was the AFG evac start to finish. I have many conflicting feelings on it, did a lot of good and bad. Public doesn't know the whole thing, a whole lot for another post, but besides, it FK'd me up as I found out. Upon that finishing, staged in Kuwait, our daughter was born and I got to see on FT. I was offered a flight back a week early. Upon talking to people and gaining perspective, that flight is for people to set up the unit for return to the US, and those people already gave their families a time/place. Also, I just led a unit in one of the most important events of their lives, and to leave the men I led through a hell was unbecoming of how important they are to me. Military folk will probably get my reasoning, others not so much. My daughter and wife were healthy, so I waited the 1 week. That hurt her after, upon returning in the initial few weeks, people realized that I was just different. I didn't believe that. Also, we were launched into parenting, which disallowed for a lot of dating and time together. For the past 2 years, I was not only physically unavailable from an insane work schedule, I was mentally too. After a year, she finally convinced me to get help, and evidence of residual TBI popped up, blood work done, come to find my thyroid was absolutely FK'd and inactive. The military liked to prioritize that before mental health as well. These appointments take time, and took about a year to finally start medicine and therapy. I've also been working a new job where I have duty every 4 days, and work daily in weekends from sun up to 4 p.m. sundown. It took a lot out of me. I slept all the time, just came home, played with daughter, slept. No personality, just thinking about AF daily, or straight brain fog. She started to resent me. I can't stress this enough, but I felt so unable to do anything for her, and she has needs too that I couldn't meet. Even when I started really trying for her and to simply sit next to her, she'd reel away or be irritable by me. Infidelity. I watched her go out more and more, while I didn't at all. I was scared to, and too busy to. Also, we have a live-in female friend who's separated. My wife met her friend, a gay dude, and his roommate. Early deck, she fell in love with that roommate. She told me he was gay. They went on dates. I was told they were all together as a group, but it was just them two. I always had my suspicions, but I guess I am so controlling, checking locations, etc., and I was ashamed of it, so I never really brought it up. She confessed a bit later that she had feelings for him, despite him being gay. I blew it off, because this happens often with BPD, and I guess I just trusted her and was so frozen in my head to do anything. She brought him to our home, in front of me and our daughter. Him and I talked about his past briefly and hobbies. Christmas time, we were supposed to go to my hometown, but she bailed. Haven accidentally double booking plans, which she does often. Over this time she kept saying sorry, so I confronted her over it and dug for details. The guy was never gay and had feelings for her. They went on dates alone. I got out that they've been emotionally attached since meeting and had brief sex twice after he was tested. Details including that the sex ended up with her vomiting after a few seconds. This happened before I met him. She told me that he felt so awkward and awful about it, lol. I don't think she meant to have us see each other intentionally, either. After that I was in an awful place. I don't really have friends anymore. People moved on with their lives, and she was it for me. I was worried for my safety and I was scared to go home and face separation that she brought up. Current situation, since getting home, I'm better. Therapy weekly now. I've been so ready to heal trauma and move on. To be myself again. I went and got new clothes, which I never do. Very dark stuff, but I enjoy it and it is her type. She was obviously attracted to me, and she set boundaries of that of just being friends, but her and I keep pushing them. I started a new job where I barely work, so instead of being tired all the time, I'm up all night and we talk a lot, which was a void that was left between us. She got a new job finally, and it will be opposing of what I do, at night. It's a really good one and a huge step for her. All I want is to support her, and be romantically involved still, and try to work through marital issues now that I feel able. She is checked out. I find myself being so jealous and obsessive. She still talks to AP casually, and he offended her and I was so pissed. It's like I swear that I am the best person for her, but wants to throw away everything for the bird she met a month ago? I understand that an unhappy marriage is not good for a child, but isn't it worth it to try for a happy marriage before trying to co-parent? I know it takes two to want things to work. I know there's still some semblance of feelings for myself. I can't figure out why she won't, or what is too much for me to do. I am so hurt and selfishly struggle to imagine anyone else intimately with her, feeling very lost on it all, hurt, and want outside input because I don't have much to talk to that won't just say yo FCK her. Without her, I wouldn't be who I am today, and wouldn't have realized the need to recover. Any questions, ask. I want to be completely unbiased. It feels like life is unimaginable without the three of us as a team, healing and loving. Edit at Grandma's Villa said, I understand that an unhappy marriage is not good for a child, but isn't it worth it to try for a happy marriage before trying to co-parent? I know it takes two to want things to work. I know there's still some semblance of feelings for myself. I can't figure out why she won't, or what is too much for me to do. Without remorse there is no reconciliation. You already know that an unhappy marriage is not good for a child, and it takes two to want things to work. The biggest problem is that your wife, who is a cheater, does not want to show her remorse and reconcile with you. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink water. If you haven't yet, tell all your families and friends about her affair, so she knows there are consequences to her cheating. Don't do pick-me dances ever. It's degrading and not effective. Do Grey Rock in 180 and watch her reactions. Show her that you have the upper hand in this situation and will walk away anytime when you decide to do so. There are plenty of people out there who have loyalty, integrity, and honor, but she has none of them. So even if you decide to leave her, you are not losing anything precious. You will meet a much better partner who will be faithful and raise your daughter as her own. So stop begging and start living. Don't stay too long in your current situation and waste your precious time. Make your decision soon and start living a better life for you and your child. My reply, ugh. I feel like everything you said is true. Even my therapist in the face was saying the same *T. She wants to co-parent as friends, but I am so jealous and can't see her with anyone else. That's what hurts the most. And her eventually having another dude, possibly the AP, who I actually hate, more so than people I've literally fought, around our child. I would always take the low ground if it meant that she would just stay with it. I'll try a 180 if I can and see what happens. We are still in separation limbo right now, as we work opposite schedules more or less.